Good morning. Good morning. It is 8 o'clock on the dot on a Saturday. You are looking live at our Tower Cam network. New Smyrna Beach, a busy spot today for obvious reasons. There are going to be plenty of people trying to head out to the beaches, and I encourage you to do the same if you can. Why not? I'm First Warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk Live. First warning, Doppler radar showing some showers off either shoreline, but not anything bothering us whatsoever. Gotta love that. Here's a look at the temperatures across Central Florida. We are sitting in the upper range of the 70s. Yeah, it is a warm start to the day. 78 degrees in Orlando. We are at about 75 degrees in Ocala. 75 degrees in Palm Coast. So no matter where you are, it is a nice, toasty, warm day. Here's a look at our 12-hour forecast today. We are working our way up. It's 91 by 1 o'clock, 93 by 3 o'clock this afternoon, and building to a 70% coverage of seeing those showers and thunder showers. High temperatures, hot. You're going to want to see the rainfall when it happens. Matt says Facebook is working. Yeah, I did some work yesterday. Just had to, I guess, reattach it. I don't know. Victoria, good morning to you. Hope you're well. Anna, good morning. Good morning. Karen, good morning to you. Hope you're having a good start to the day. Carolyn, good morning. It's Saturday. Let's make it a great day, right? Hope you're doing well. Beverly, good morning to you. Bruce, how are you? Laura says, I am ready for the rain. So that's kind of an idea on when the rains arrive. But of course, let's take a bit of a deeper dive. Let's check in on some of the Futurecast runs and get an idea of what's to come. Here's a look at our Futurecast model this morning. 8 o'clock, looking great. 10, 11 o'clock, right? We're not doing too bad at all. Continuing on, though, 2, 3, 4:30, 5 o'clock, we're starting to see those storms bubbling up absolutely around Central Florida, right? And then, of course, from there, we'll just continue to watch that spreading throughout the rest of town into the kind of dinner time hour. There's 6:30, 7 o'clock. We can see some of those storms around 7:30, 8, 9 o'clock, kind of working out to the west and then starting to fade. So that 12-hour forecast definitely making sense today. And as a matter of fact, the kind of latest guidance we're getting is that perhaps we need to even push back the timing of this 12-hour forecast just a little bit, make it just a little bit later. But if you've got plans to get into the backyard swimming pool, I know my kids will want to do that sort of thing today. It's a good day to do that. Showers and storms around for sure. 93 degrees, though, our high temperature. It's going to be a particularly stormy afternoon across Central Florida. So there you go. If you're heading over to the area beaches today, my friends, it looks like it's going to be a pretty good day to do that. Just, of course, keep in mind that the clouds are going to be building. I think for the beachside spots, you're looking at like a 2 o'clock time frame where we're going to have those showers and those thunder showers around to deal with. So it's not a big deal, but it's one of those things. Just keep planning accordingly, and you'll be good to go. Now, if you're trying to make plans for the weekend, I get that. Totally get that. Both today and tomorrow, frankly, are looking to be particularly stormy. 70% coverage of showers and storms both days. No matter what your plans are, just get it done early, and then you'll be able to go on with your life, right? You'll be able to do your thing and have no problems whatsoever. So just keep that in mind. You'll be good to go there, okay? Good morning to you, David. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, just have to plan for those storms. Now, I've talked about this a little bit, but certainly is worth mentioning. We need the rainfall, believe it or not. I'd mentioned this yesterday on Coffee Talk, but take a look, all right? For Orlando, believe it or not, we are 5 inches behind where we should be this time of year in the rainfall department. Sanford, 3.5 inches. Leesburg, almost 4 inches. Now, Daytona Beach and Melbourne, the pattern has definitely favored you for rainfall. So you're definitely doing better than most the rest of us. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things. We are drier than average. We're also way hotter than average. Here's a look at the numbers. I think this is kind of interesting. Thus far, 2023 is the hottest year on record, which that's to me at least, that's kind of a remarkable thing. Now, the second place year, 1921, so over 100 years. But what I think is even more interesting is in any of our lifetimes, anybody, I mean, unless you are like one of the world's oldest people. But aside from that dynamic, anybody alive, the nearest year that is here is 2020. And that average high is something like 85 point, I think it's 85.5. So you're almost a degree warmer than that this year. So I think that, I think that is a significant number. I think that really does play out. And looking at this year, it's not just you. You're not crazy. It has been that hot. So kind of one of those interesting things that I always like looking at. So today, good day to go to the water park. That's kind of the bottom line here. The water park, the backyard swimming pool, whatever it is, 90 degrees lunchtime, 93 with those storms spreading about this afternoon. Whatever you're doing, get outside and try to enjoy. All right? All right. Real quick, we'll look at the 7-day forecast, and then we can go back to look at the tropics, see what's doing. Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast, giving us the showers and the thunder showers. It's a 70% coverage. High today, 93. High today, high tomorrow, 94. High on Monday of 95. And then looking at Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, those rain chances start to come down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Bruce says it's been a scorcher. Brother, you are not even close to being a joke. It is such a scorcher. Yeah, 100%. 100%. All right, to the tropics we go. Everybody good with the local stuff? Otherwise, we can move on to the tropics. Yes, no, maybe so. Bob, good morning to you. Karen, Bruce, good morning. Debbie, Dawn, Mary Joanne, good morning, everybody. Oh, excuse me. How will this heat affect the tropics? That's a good question. So let's do this. Let's take a look and see what's doing. Out in the open waters of the Atlantic right now, we've got a pretty decent clustering of moisture just off the coast of Africa. That's not really anything yet. Definitely will be something to watch. We are watching this area here, highlighted in red. That is Invest 96. It has a high 70% likelihood of developing over the next few days' time, okay? Computer models for it, developing it, yeah, more than likely. In terms of the motion, though, thankfully, it stays well away from us. As a matter of fact, it's expected to stay a fish storm, staying out even away from Bermuda, which is definitely ideal, right? In terms of the intensity models, this is the latest run that we've got for you. All the models in unison showing a depression trying to form, at least in organization's sake, probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the models are going into perhaps tropical storm intensity. And we could continue going to about a tropical, to a hurricane at that point. So the intensity on this is absolutely showing up. The models are wanting to develop that. In terms of what comes after, let's take a look at the global models together. Just a second. I got to get logged in. All right, so let's do this. Pressure anomaly. Okay, perfect. All right, and basin. All right, so what you're looking at is the raw computer model data. This is the raw GFS. Let's look at this together, okay? And that blue dot above where it says forecast high 93, that is Invest 96 doing its thing. Organizing and recurving, staying out to sea, doing its thing, no concerns. There's something around the Antilles there, like near Puerto Rico there. Nothing scary. Right there, that's kind of interesting, though. You see that little dot there? That little dot off the coast of, like, Nova Scotia? That little blue circle there near between the 1024s? That's the recycle of the January, is it 6th or 16th system? That's the recycle of that first no-name storm. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Not a threat to us at all, but you can see it developing, doing its thing. And then that's about the end of the pattern. Or the end of the model run, not doing anything concerning for us. We switch over to the European. And let's run through that. Just kind of developing Invest 96. Not anything concerning for us. Just rolling through. There it is, doing its thing. Making sure there's no other development anywhere. Yeah. And that there, the 9th, that's the January no-name system. They're off the coast of like New England. That's fine. Something else, some anomalously lowered pressure kind of working into the, kind of north of St. Croix in the Dominican Republic, but that's not a concern whatsoever. So there's that. All of that is looking pretty good. So in terms of the forecast, yeah, we are looking pretty okay, you ask me. Some stuff around, but if anything does develop, at least for now, the models are not trying to like scare us with any kind of a Florida impact whatsoever. If there is a name system, the next name on the list is Emily. Let's just hope that does not play out. All right. All right. Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast. Then we can yanter it up a little bit, showing showers and storms each and every afternoon, but thankfully no trouble in the tropics. Beverly, muy buenos dias. Good morning to you. Frank says another fish storm raising the ACE. It's true. If we look at the ACE number, for example, and I just tallied that this morning, the ACE for the year is running at 16.2. And if you're not familiar with ACE, it is the accumulated cyclonic energy. It's just a raw number, and it grades the size of storms, the strength of storms, how long they're out there, that sort of thing. So this year we've got 16.2. The 30-year average through today is 9.2, and last year through today we were at 2.9. But then again, when you look at the raw numbers, we've had 5 named storms this year. The average through today's date is 2.5, and last year we'd had 3. So we're definitely running above average. And when it comes to storm named days, we've had 19.5 named storm days, or days that we've tracked a named storm. The 30-year average is less than half of that. And last year we'd had just shy of 4 named storm days. So there you go. We're definitely off to an active year, even if we're not tracking anything at the moment. Yep, so there are the numbers. All right, Brian. Has there ever been a year when there was no tropical systems at all during hurricane season? I mean, absolutely nothing. No waves, no invests. I would say no. I mean, without looking, I would say no. But remember, years ago, without satellite data, it's not like we knew about tropical waves and invests, But I would say no. The answer to that is, I'll just do a quick look for named storms real fast. I'll scan the database here. Beverly, thank you for the valuable info. Can't find anything so detailed anywhere else. Well, thank you very much. Some would say that it's probably too detailed. But yeah, 12/31. All right, I'm just going to look and see if there's any years with no named storms, but I'm not finding anything. Yeah, I'm not finding anything. 1983 had 4 named storms. Just a quick scan shows that that's the quietest year on record. Just go, no, 1930 had 3 named storms. 1914 had 1. But again, 1914, like we had no satellites, so relatively speaking, but 1914 had 1 named storm, and it was 3 1/4 named storm days. That entire season's ACE for 1913 was 2.5. But how many did we just not know about, I guess, that's the thing, right? Yeah. Matt says the Nicole recycle wave had some impressive low-level spin before it went on shore in Georgia. Not looking forward to September's version of the recycle. 100%, Matt. 100%. Yeah. So agreed. Laura, did I miss the water temps? Just curious. I mean, water temperatures are still very, very warm in the basin itself. When we look at the anomaly, you're still looking at record-setting water temperatures across the Atlantic basin. Give it a second to load the contour, but yeah, so still looking at that. Plenty warm for tropical development. Plenty warm for tropical development. Thank you, Annie. I appreciate it. Cindy says, knock on wood, crazy that there's been so much to track already, but none of it except maybe Arlene came near us. Agreed. Agreed. So let's just hope that that will continue and not bother us. Yeah. Becca says, I'd rather have too much details than nothing at all. Well, and that's kind of the way that I treat it. I'll give you all the data that you can handle and hope that that's okay for you. Yeah. Yeah. Would you mind showing Futurecast for this afternoon? Kiddo and I are flying out of MCO around 4 o'clock. Sure. So we'll do that. We'll look at today's Futurecast, and then we'll look ahead to tomorrow's as well, okay? Sound good? All right, 8 o'clock this morning, looking nice. 2:30, 3 o'clock, we're getting some rains around 4 o'clock. It's starting to work into the metro. I think that the metro's collision of sea breezes is really going to get going there 6, 7, 8 o'clock. That's the time frame I think that we're really going to be tracking storms. And then for tomorrow, little boundary moves through, maybe bringing us a few sprinkles in the morning. Lunchtime, we're looking good, but notice 2:30, 3 o'clock, it's really looking quite stormy. 3, 4, 5 o'clock. Tomorrow's afternoon is looking particularly stormy, right? 5, 6 o'clock, widespread storms. 7, 8 o'clock, storms starting to fade. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, that's kind of where we're at. So we're just in an active pattern, and that's going to continue right through our Monday as well, my friends. Yeah. All right. Matt, the 1943 surprise hurricane is an interesting read. I've never read that, Matt, so I don't know anything about it. Information and forecasts was suppressed because of World War II and government not wanting to advertise war effort storm damage, and it was the first hurricane to have a recon plane fly into it. Really? And I've never read about this? Where, Matt, can I find more information? And if that's the case, you have to shoot me an email. I would be fascinated to read about that. Anne says, we want to take a cruise early September, and I'm worried. I'm going to leave my mom babysitting my kids through a hurricane again. Well, I mean, if that's a thing, that's a thing. You know the forecast, and if you don't know the hurricane forecast, you know you can always get it. wesh.com/hurricane forecast. You can always get it. We've got dates, we've got locations, all of the stuff there. wesh.com/hurricane forecast. I highly suggest you go. That little wave that we just experienced, that's the Nicole recycle, and we know that it's going to come again. And frankly, if I were to say that thing's going to be a decent system, I would probably believe it. That's my thought, at least. All right. Brian, with how busy the hurricane season has been already on both a professional and personal point of view, do you think that we're ahead, behind, or on pace with the hurricane predictions this year? I know we're right on pace for my hurricane prediction. You know, everybody's kind of caught up to us. Remember, the WESH 2 hurricane season forecast called for an above average season March the 1st. So there you go. Can you show us the hourly graphic for today? Sure. There you go. Had wonderful rain in Nokomis yesterday, Betty says. Amazing loud thunder with lots of lightning, for sure. Anne says, funnily enough, it would be the Nicole recycle, and it would be Nicole that she was babysitting them through last time. Oh my God, that's funny, Anne. So when does the Nicole recycle happen then, right? Like, and you'll find, more expanded data on wesh.com. But here's the profile, okay? So May 30th through June 4th, it was like a little piece of energy around. July 19th through the 25th, it was that tropical wave that kind of, it came ashore. It kind of did this little number. It kind of came ashore and then worked up the coast. And it's still up in the Carolinas right now. But September 8th through the 14th, that, my friends, is the window to me that we are going to be really seeing this develop. Obviously, we know it hasn't developed the others, but there you go. Okay? Laura says that's because your forecast is the best, the only one I take seriously. Well, thank you, love. I appreciate that. I will take that vote of confidence. I will never, ever, ever forget it. I will always work hard to ensure that. Beverly says dates and locations help the nerves. I mean, at least it lets you know. At least it lets you know when to watch and where to watch, right? So there you go. All right, people. Stormy weather the next couple of days. We'll be tracking it, of course. Meteorologist Marquise Meta in later today, tracking all the storms for you. All right? All right, listen, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I'll chat with you guys